So next I'm thinking about like onboarding someone. And one thing I do, it's actually usually in the consult, is set an end point that is whatever they present me as the goal, stretched and nailed to a timeline or like a specific outcome.
Yeah.
So if someone's like, I just want to lose like the last 5 kilos, which is common for me, or I want to get stronger, or I want my squat's not progressed or anything. I'm like, all right. So if you want to lose that last 5 kilos, you're in pretty decent shape now. Have you ever thought about doing a photo shoot? Oh, like I've always thought that could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, there's one in April. We got 12 weeks. Let's go. And they're like, fuck, okay. Every single time I've had someone sign up with that intent, insane results.
Yep.
And they're the ones that are like, made me believe in myself. You increased my confidence. I never knew I could do this. And I look so different. I've changed so much and blah, blah, blah. Because it's like you just put a little stretch on the goal.
Yeah.
But what also in that dialogue is like, I believe in you. Which again is like a service element that's above an average personal trainer.
Yeah, yeah.
You need to do this and you will get the result. Versus, I know if you apply yourself to this, you can apply yourself to this and you can achieve exceptionally more than what you even think you can.
Yeah.
Do you use that? I know obviously you have competitors come to you.
I probably would do it naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it just comes with coaching skills.
Yeah.
Like you see the potential in other people, and then you just give them the belief that that you have. Like you're instilling your belief in them, so they have the belief in them.
Yeah.
And that's what a good coach does. So
Yep.
yeah, I don't purposely do it, but I know I naturally do it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I'm the same. It was just like, I was like, what are all the things I do that when I do it, I get the best outcomes?
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
Setting a timeline. So I think a lot of the coaches that I speak to that have trouble with retention and all that kind of stuff.
Just trouble with results in general. Like, I wonder why you have no before and afters. It's like, you don't set any good goals, man.
Which is retention, right? If you're not getting the outcomes, you're not going to have good retention. Yeah. So we always lay out like 3 weeks habit phase, then we're going to go into whatever the first stage is.
Cart, whatever.
At this time, like, we'll probably run that for like maybe 12 to 16 weeks, then we'll give you a break, and that'll probably look like this.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably jump into that, and then we've just laid out a year's worth of training. Whether that's how it plays out or not, it's going to be dependent on adherence and goals.
It's just a blueprint, but
at least this is how everything works for a really long period of time.
Yeah. Both people perform better when there's a plan like that. As we spoke about last week on Fit with like goals, it's like you're 42% more likely when you set a goal and then the person performs at a 25% greater level.
Yeah.
So that's not just the person, that's the coach as well. Yeah. So the coach is 25% better and he's 42% more likely to get the outcome when the plan's written down and specific and whatever.
Targeted.
And that's what I say to my guys. I'm like, are you invested in getting the most out of me? And they're like, yeah. And I said, well, to do that, we need to have specific goals and a timeline, and you need to fill in your information, and you need to be honest and all of that. And I'm like, that's how you get the most out of me, and that's how you serve them. Yeah, it's in a roundabout-ish way. It's like we layer coaching in the service unit because how you speak is just as important as how you do. Yeah, with them, like what they get. So,
and I think. To compare that to what most personal trainers do that float around 1K is just like, okay, so you want to lose weight, this is what we're going to do to lose weight. We're going to tidy up your diet, we're going to exercise. Cool. So there's no urgency, there's no timeline, there's no laid out plan, this is exactly what we need to do to get that outcome. She's like, cool, so we'll just like stop eating meat pies and we'll start training. And that's it. Like, okay. Cool.
Yeah, there's no expectations.
Yeah.
Like I have a very specific video that all of my competitors have to watch before they even think about setting a date in. Yeah. And it just literally outlines the whole process. But what it does is clearly outlines the expectations of them, but also the expectations of me. And then what happens when those don't get met from both sides. Yeah. And I feel like that's probably the biggest catalyst to making sure that relationship and the likelihood of those outcomes becomes a reality because everybody understands what needs to be done.
What's the consequence for you when you don't do the thing?
They don't. No. Like, well, I just like if I don't do the thing, they don't get what they need. They don't get served. They don't get the results. They look.
Yeah. So you don't have like if I don't get your program on time, I'll give 10 burpees or something.
No. But it's just like it's more. Your expectation is to show up, to do your cardio, to be compliant on your diet.
Yeah.
To do all of these things. And my expectation for you is, your expectation for me is like your program has to be on time. Mm-hmm. Your check-in has to be on time.
Yeah.
I'm to answer your questions within this window.
Yeah.
There's just a sequence of things. So then it's like, well, if either of us aren't doing those things, then we're not fulfilling our part of this relationship. And then that's where problems arise. We're not getting the results that we want. We're getting frustrated. You know, we may not make the show. Mm-hmm. So it's more just showing them like, I'm not going to blame you if I don't show up.
Yep.
But if you don't show up for yourself and you try and blame it on me, I'm going to make sure you know about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, which happens in the past. Yeah. And that happens with everyone. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't want to be that, like, even the $1,000 a week trainer, when their client comes to them and says, I'm leaving or I'm not getting the results I want and I'm frustrated, if you haven't set everything up for success with like the timeline, the goals, etc., they have every right to call you out.
100%. Yeah. I made a mistake with the program earlier. I didn't review the stuff enough.
Yeah.
I was just like, she's on this, bang.
Yeah.
And got a reply that was like, this is not good enough. And I was like, you're right. It's fucking not.
Yeah.
Like, I love it when clients come back like that.
Yeah. I had one that was like, I need a timeline. And I was like, you know what? I should have absolutely put you on a timeline for that cut.
Yeah.
So that's my fucking bad.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's in the planner now.
Yeah.
So now I go through everyone's planner and I'm like, is it up to date?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because sometimes but like, you still need a show, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Just wish that planner was less clunky.
It could be
better.
better.
Page sucks.
It could
it's
be
the only
better.
one that it's laid out. It's great. It just doesn't respond the way I want it to.
Yeah.
It's wild that we still need to say this after 15 years. Every single client needs a fucking program.
No. Absolutely.
You're not getting to that level without it.
Yeah.
Unless you're just like the high five trainer, which has its fucking expiry date, and you're not charging enough.
You're choosing your hard with that.
100%.
Yeah. Like there's just so much guesswork and just so much variability.
Yeah.
Like
how exhausting would it be to do 40 sessions and your clients don't have a program?
Yeah. Well, exhausting / boring.
Yeah.
Fulfilling.
But just like thinking, what are we going to do next?
Yeah.
For 40 sessions, fuck.
Yeah. Well, they don't. They do the same fucking
True.
session. And
Yeah.
they just like have, Monday's fucking this workout.
Yeah,
Tuesday's this workout.
True.
So it's like, And then again, like, they just leave themselves open for like more of those scenarios that have like high friction.
Yeah.
So, we're talking about like in Standout, like, just having that money conversation, right? So no one wants to have the like, I'm frustrated with your lack of results conversation.
Yeah.
From both sides.
Yeah.
So the client doesn't want to bring it up and the coach doesn't want to bring it up. But you know that, like, how awkward is it when you both know you need to have that chat, but no one has it?
Yeah.
So imagine operating in a way that increases the likelihood of that.
Yeah.
Fuck that, bro.
Have your head down every session.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Trying to avoid conversations about their progress, just like gassing them up all the time, irrespective of whether they feel like it, whether they deserve it, because you're just trying to keep them happy so they stay.
Yeah.
Fuck, no way,
Yuck.
bro.
Yuck.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One of the things we get pushback on with the programming thing is like, but my client only trains when they're with me, or they only do like 2 sessions a week, or they miss sessions or whatever. Figure it out. Like, honestly,
it's still better than having nothing.
Yeah, like the amount of times I used to run this programming sequence, like A/B workouts.
Yeah.
So if they train with me once, they would say week 1 they do A.
Yeah.
Or say they train with me twice. They do A and they do B with me. They're expected to do A again.
Yeah.
By the end of the week.
Yeah.
So then when I see them next week, they do B and A.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was A, B, C, whatever. If you're expected to train 4 times a week, but sometimes you train 4 times a week, not always. Sometimes you travel for work, whatever. If there's variability in your adherence to show up, what's the minimum guaranteed? Let's say it's 2. You have 2 sessions. none of your Gen Pop clients respectfully train hard enough that they can't do Monday session again on Thursday.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
So,
And they're still going to get results from it too.
Sure.
The muscles don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, especially if you're only training 2 to 4 times a week and your Gen Pop.
Yeah.
Like all of that shit. So you just need to figure out a way to prescribe something that works for that person and get out of your own, but I train 4 days a week and I never miss a session and this is a real priority for me.
Or if it's the complete opposite, like if they're not going to do 4 sessions, then you just say, fuck it, throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, we'll just do whatever.
What?
Yeah.
Like, if they only come once, write a program for one.
Yep.
And like even just do AB and do it like just for that one
It's
session.
been weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still like, and then encourage, if that person's not confident just yet, get them to go to a class and get them in the gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because eventually you leave them for 15 minutes after that session of yours. They do some accessory movements and you're there to support them. They look around the gym, realize that no one cares about what they're doing because everyone's cares about themselves.
Yeah.
They go in for another session now, remove one of those classes, 2 weight sessions.
Yeah.
And then it becomes 3. And all of a sudden they're training 3 days a week and getting mad results.
Yeah.
But that only comes from your ability to see that like play out. If you just set them up to fail, which is like just make workouts up on the spot.
Yeah, what are they going to do when they come up by themselves?
You're never going to give them an opportunity to go by themselves. But if they've got a program and you've ran through it with them a couple of times and you're like, you know what, I can leave you for this now because we've done this together for, not only take you like 15 minutes and I'll be just over here.
Yeah.
Like that's the gateway that we were talking about before. But you never get that opportunity if you just train someone with random shit and then they just leave as soon as you say goodbye.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think even worse if you, like you said, have some clients that you're committed to a program with and then others that you don't think are good enough.
Yeah.
Imagine being that client, man.
Yeah, just
like
don't.
You're not worthy of me writing a program.
Yeah, if you're not all in, like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. And yes, those clients take more time, but it's your job, man.
Yeah, that's what you signed up for.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people forget that one of the biggest roles of a personal trainer is, like, to motivate and guide people.
To go to the gym. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like to motivate and guide them. It's like literally like one of the main roles we have.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're not motivated and you're not, like, you don't know what to do, like, I'm not going to do my job.
Yeah.
But I'm only going to do it for the ones that are motivated.
Already motivated.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's like you're actually you're responsible to help them get there.
Yeah.
Is to make them show up more often and give them.
You just want to work with the end product instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy, right?